Today we're going to review the PECO Loco Lift. I was tired of overhandling the steam locomotives that come into my back shop for work. Touching their sides likes to dislodge delicate condenser piping, air pumps, and other details over time. So I picked up this PECO Loco Lift online and gave it a try. This was purchased at my own expense, and I don't have any ties to any sellers or manufacturers yet. You can see the unassembled contents all laid out in a homage to artist Todd McClellan. Comprised mostly of ABS plastic, it also has strips of copper and some machine screws. I purchased the twin unit set so I can actually lift up medium-sized steam locomotives. I'm considering getting a third to handle the largest steamers. Unsurprisingly, the ABS parts are very beautifully molded. Instructions included were adequate to get the model together with some fiddling. The most important information you need for reliable operation is this. It's a clever multi-gauge setup with marks on the side of the expandable chassis. It can accommodate a variety of gauges including N, TT, HON3, and HO gauge. The slides are held in place with Phillips head machine screws. This is mostly a snap-tight kit, so make sure everything confidently snaps into place. Listen for the click. Once the unit is assembled, loosen the machine screws a bit on each individual unit to perfect the gauged distance you want, then snap the connected pieces together. I didn't do this initially, and it led to some fiddly frustration unsnapping the connectors on and off again until the gauge was right on both units. Then, using a piece of test track, they should fit snugly against the inside edges of the rail. So the locomotives can roll up onto the copper flangeways of the Loco Lift and be lifted off the layout successfully. The copper plates provide excellent electrical contact, as you'd expect. It even comes with little end doors that lower in place dramatically. A single unit is good enough for an F unit or smaller engine. Two can handle about a 282 Mikado. You can see on this C&O J2482 mountain I picked up in the video was too long, but it still did the job, thus my desire for a third unit in the future. Be wary of the center of gravity, as I demonstrate here. One thing to take into account with the Loco Lift is the center of gravity of what you're picking up. Most of us would intuitively want to go towards the center, and you don't want to do that because all your weight's over your locomotive, obviously, right? So when you go to pick up, say, a steam locomotive, bias your pickup capability so it's always level and you're not going to spill it out one end. Now, if your locomotive is short enough to live in here, there's little doors that you can put in the ends on either end so you can run it in right to the door, and so you have no danger of that, which is really nicely thought out. Lastly, PECO says you can buy a bunch of these to long-term store engines in these cassettes. Wishful thinking on PECO's part from the sales standpoint. However, if you're in a modular railroad as a club operator and you need a confident way to store your engines without damaging them, this might be a viable idea. The verdict? They're very meticulously engineered, sturdy, and reliable. The only drawback was the lack of molded detents allowing you to snap into a perfect gauge when adjusting those. The sightline marks are beautifully molded guides, though, but I want something a little bit more substantial. Would I buy them again? Yes. Should you buy them? Only if you handle really delicately detailed models a lot, either at a club setting or like I do, kit bashing, detailing, and repairing locomotives on a regular basis. This is a very power user product, and I think a lot of people will still enjoy it even if they're more casual modelers. The price point is actually decent as well, so it wasn't that bad of a dent in my wallet either. I give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. I hope to end up using it regularly, and it saves repair time in the future by keeping the models I've already detailed from being overhandled and prone to breaking. This has been an Urban Era, wishing you a good week, and thank you, and goodbye.